Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya, TitaniumBuilt, and here's where we talk all things true crime. I also pop in a little life vlog here and there as well. I hope you appreciate today's case coverage or whatever trending topic that we are talking about today. And if you do like it, or appreciate it at least, I hope you'll consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button below, the bell icon to be alerted to my new videos, and just give me that big thumbs up to be sent into the algorithms. Those are all free to do, and they really do help my channel grow. For all my returning Titans, welcome on back. You guys are the best. If you haven't joined our subscribers only membership, you can do so if you would like. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to do members only lives, members only community posts, and much, much more. And you can do so by clicking the join button below as well. So now that I've said all of those things, and that's all out of the way, and it only took me a minute of your time, let's go ahead and discuss today's topic. And we're going to be actually discussing, of all people, unfortunately, Jared from AWP. And like I said before, I did go over this in my live it was recorded on, this is recorded on the 6th of November. So we did the live yesterday on the 5th. So these are going to be basically my notes and what my opinions are on this matter as of right now. And so if you guys did join the live last night, you may hear things that you heard, in the live, just to let you guys know. But I would love for you to watch again. If you've been living under a rock the last few days or the last few months and you're like, who is Jared Tanya from AWP and who is AWP? So let's just start with AWP. AWP is Adventures with Purpose. They are basically a group of guys that form together. They go into lakes, reservoirs, creeks, and they dig up old cars, old anything like guns, cars, anything that people have lost in these bodies of water. They are known to have a very high success rate. And Jared is, he is one of the main guys. He's one of the founders of AWP, which is Adventures with Purpose. They are also the group of guys that went out and got Kylie Rodney out of that reservoir. So that's pretty much what they are kind of known for now. And that's what really kind of put them on the map. They did have 23 recovered before Kylie, but I really feel like with the Kylie Rodney case, that just sprouted them out into, especially into YouTube and mainstream social media. I'm going to add in pictures, and I will add in some video clips. That way you guys can get a sense of what we saw and what we went over on our live. But if you want a full rundown, or you want a read through of the emails or anything like that, just hop over to my live, like I said, from 11:05, and it'll all be right there for you to enjoy. So basically, Jared Leisek from AWP, he was indicted on 11/3 of this year, just a couple of days ago, on 2 counts of the R word, R-A. I don't need to do the rest. I hope not. I think we all know. So yeah, so he is the founder of AWP, like I said, and he is charged on 2 counts of the R word. That's not even the worst part. So the worst part is that it was his cousin. And it gets worse. It gets worse than that. Tanya, can it get any worse than that, girl? It can, and it does. It does. And I laugh because I get nervous when I talk about this kind of stuff, because I just really, I don't like talking about this kind of stuff, but it's part of true crime. So I'm going to open myself up to talk about this kind of stuff. But she was 9 at the time and he was 17. I know that there are things out there disputing his age, but he was 16 to 17, mostly 17, most likely 17 when this happened. She was 9, however, 9 years old. It's a lot of things, but I'm going to wait for that. First off, I don't believe the timing of this has anything to do with Kylie Rodney and the Kylie Rodney case. And I know that a lot of people are going to beg to differ with me on that, but listen to the creators that are asking you to base your opinion on that, to run with that narrative. Just where are you hearing that from? Or where are you basing your conclusions that this would even be connected? Because I just want to throw that out there right off the bat. I just feel like that they did get 3 million views out of that video, and it'll come into play later on in the video why I think that they are known for conning people in a way. In my opinion, though, they may have strung us along a little bit. I think a lot of people are still being duped by things that they said and they didn't prove. They said body was in the back, or they said the body was never, that never floats to the back of the hatch like Kylie was found. That just never happens. It just never, ever, ever happens. But then another company comes out and tells us that it's highly likely, and they've been doing this far longer than Avengers with Purpose. So it's just, you got to start thinking about these things. Just like other creators are telling you to say something about timing and think about that, you got to think about this too. You got to think about what these other creators are asking you to do. I'm just asking you to use your noggin and think rational thoughts. He does admit it through emails. I showed them on my live, so if you'd like to see them, like I said, go back to my live from 11/5. But if you don't want to go to my live and watch, the whole thing, which you can just like flip through, I think you could see where I pull them up. You can also go to Cinema Shogun's channel. He's awesome. He read them off as well. So he's very upset about the situation. Hello, I don't blame anybody for having their type of feelings. But he reads through each email, and he has a lot of stuff that he has documents. So I did show them on my live, but you can also see them in his video. He tries to normalize it in these emails. He says that he wanted to apologize to her multiple times throughout the years. It's just bad. It's really bad. And there's only going to be more coming out in the following days, because I've already heard that his sister has come forward with allegations of her own. So there's more than just the cousin involved in this now. It's not just the cousin, it's his sister. So these allegations have to have some merit, I would think. I know that people are also saying that it's crazy to bring this up all this time later. And at first I questioned it too. Like even on the live last night, I was questioning it. I was like, well, maybe she did see that they had 3 million views and she thought it could be money. Or I thought maybe she had she sought help. She maybe saw a psychiatrist, psychologist, and maybe she was feeling like she needed to free herself or cleanse herself of this. But I guess she's been wanting to get this information from him, this confession for some time now. It did happen in 92. This is a long time. This did happen a long time ago. But he would never, confess to it or something. So she finally got him to confess, and it's in the emails. It's all over the place. I think that she was just trying for years, and she finally got those emails, and she was like, gotcha now. Also, it is said that the whole team knew. So when people are saying, we don't want to take this out on AWP because AWP isn't Jared. This is what I think about that. Whether they knew or they didn't know. Because it says that they stated that they felt his pain through the emails. If those were legit and the whole team knew, then the whole team needs to be accountable, and AWP needs to be no longer. They need to be no longer. Because a lot of times you're pulling these cars out, and you're dealing with either children or families with children, and you do not want these kind of people, if they did know about this, around your children. And I know that people are saying he was 17 and don't hold that accountable. And creators are even saying that don't hold him accountable his whole life for what he did when he was 17. But no, maybe not his whole life, but he needs to go back to when he was 17. He needs to go back and he needs to pay those. You maybe when you're 17, you steal from the gas station. Okay, I'll give you that. I'd even give you, you steal like a car, grand theft. But you do not essay, R word, your 9-year-old cousin. And I don't even know how old his sister was. And I don't even really want, but I know I'm going to figure it out. But I don't want to know. So that's what I think about that. I think also that I own a business. So coming from a business owner standpoint, my boutique is my baby. That's my baby. So everything that I love and I cherish is put into that. So if I were to bring other people into that, I would still be putting that effort into that. I don't know how to explain this, but my name would always be connected to that brand. You'll always see a piece of me in that store. Even if I were to give it to somebody else to take over, they would still be using my equipment, using my advice, using my wherewithal. You know what I mean? Like my gift that I gave. And so I don't think that their numbers are going to be going up anytime soon because of this. I think it's going to be quite the opposite, personally. But what do you guys think? Like, drop in the comments. What do you guys think on this case? What do you think about this whole? Well, it's really like a new case. Like, what do you think? Do you think that he was 17 and he should be forgiven for something that he was, he did that was that bad, or do you think he should have to pay for what he did and then try to rebuild? You can't just like, I mean, we won't say once is always, but we're not going to say that because that's something that I'm not familiar with to personally say that for 100% certainty, So I also want to bring this up too because I found it a little interesting and it does have to do with Jared from AWP. So I think it kind of shows you a pattern of being a con artist in a way. So, and you can look this up for yourself if you'd like to as well. And also we went over it on my live because I know a lot of people in the comments are probably going to be upset. But this is what I think and this is what I know. And these are the facts. So he was also caught with his brother by the SEC for some type of like the scheme. And I had to look into it. It's considered what is like a pump and dump. So basically what that means was he was selling these stocks from a place, it was TNT stock.com. And he would buy a stock at a low rate and he would tell people to buy in. He had a certain amount of people he would tell. Then he would like buy it, like then behind their backs, he would pull out like once the stock goes up from people buying in. So that's what it is, pump. And then he dump and, pump and dump. So he ended up scamming people for about $200,000. And he was fined for that. And he had to pay the money back. And he was in trouble for that. So I think that just shows a pattern there. If you guys want to start picking apart videos and stuff like you guys did to Kylie and we, for 2 months, and I'm not saying anything about that case right now, but I'm just saying that start picking apart dissecting all these interviews that they've done. Who's your hero now? Because I've been upset with them since they weren't a man of their word and they didn't release the tapes. I mean, I was born and raised in a time that a gentleman's handshake or their word mattered just like a legal document. I might be old, but that's what it was like when I was a kid, and that's how it's like now. So if you say something, that's your word, you do it. But guess we're not going to be seeing those anytime soon because they have bigger fish to fry right now. So I feel for the victim. I'm not sure of her name. I don't think it's ever been disclosed, and I hope it never is disclosed for her. Actually, it is disclosed because I think I think the sister's name is out there, but I'm not going to say any names on here. I don't want to do that to them. They're the victim. I can only imagine. I can't imagine what they're going through. I can only imagine and hope that it gets better and easier. And maybe they didn't know about each other before. because this was supposed to be so normalized between the cousins. They all got together and talked about this. The older cousins, like, I mean, what do you guys think? Just let me know in the comments below. But thank you for joining me for this video, and I will see you guys in the next. Bye, guys. And also subscribe if you haven't yet. You know, it's free. Bye, guys.